Hey, New Mexico United fans, we have a real treat for you today. We are going to go one-on-one with first assistant coach and director of goalkeeping, Mike Graczyk. Mike, thanks for taking time to chat with me today,
Thanks
man.
for having me, man.
So, people who followed the New Mexico soccer scene have heard your name. You grew up in the area. Tell us what those early soccer days were like for you. Did you play on a youth club? What high school did you go to? All that fun jazz.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I met some of my best friends in life playing here. So I played, growing up. I started at AYSO, and then like everyone else, kind of grew through the clubs. Back then, played for a club called Striker, and then Rio Grande came together with Striker, and we formed Rio. So I was with Rio, and then I ended my U19 year with Admiral Elite, which is now Elite. So I kind of went through all the different clubs, and then played at La Cueva. And
You're a Bear.
I'm a Bear. Cueva Bears all the way, baby.
And you had a pretty successful senior year, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were fortunate. I had a tough junior year. We lost in the state championship,
Right.
and it was pretty much my fault why we lost. But went to the state finals the next year, and man, it was a fun team. We were able to win in a shootout in Las Cruces in front of crazy fans, and it was a really cool memory.
So you're also a Lobo soccer alumni. Tell us about your year spent at the University of New Mexico.
Oh man, best time I ever had playing soccer in my life was at the University of New Mexico. My best man at my wedding was from on the team, and you really learn about playing for something a lot bigger than yourself, and it's kind of when you get a small glimpse and then a bigger glimpse of what this game means to the community and being able to be a part of it, and being able to go to a national championship in 2005, and you kind of always grow up as a kid dreaming about playing in the Final Four, but you see UCLA, you see UConn, you see all these Indiana, and man, to go on that field and see New Mexico as a name and walk out and see the Zia flags waving around, it's a moment I'll never forget. So it was an incredible moment in my life to see the pictures of the people in the sports bars watching the games, to come home on an airplane to the airport and people were meeting us at the gate, congratulating. I mean, it was one of those things where you realize you were playing for something so much bigger than yourself. So really, really special time in my life.
Excellent, excellent. And so obviously you got some sort of attention from your time at the university, and you went on to play in the pros. And I asked Zach Prince this question, but I'll ask the same thing to you. How do you feel like that professional playing experience translates into what you're doing now as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely helps. I think you have a better idea of the culture. You have a better idea of the travel, just everything that kind of comes along with being a pro. You learn what it takes to be successful in college, and then there's that next level of player that you see that just day in and day out, how you treat your body, the certain little things that you do just to be successful. So I think you learn those little nuances of the game, and you understand what the life is like, so you can really relate to the players as far as coaching and what they're going through, and those types of relationships I think really, really help.
So the pro career wraps up. What happens after that?
Yeah. Got let go in San Jose and had an opportunity to play in Austin at the time, but also had an opportunity to start my coaching career at Harvard University for a coach that I coached with here at UNM, and really decided to start my coaching career. So I was incredibly blessed to have just a great opportunity, and kickstart my coaching career at a really, really cool place. And from there, had the chance to coach there for a year, and then had an opportunity to go coach at Stanford for a couple of years under a guy that I really respect, Jeremy Gunn, who's one of the best in the business. And the people that I've been able to learn from him, and then coming back to UNM and coaching under Jeremy Fishbein, like I've just been really lucky to be under some of the best coaches in this country, and now a guy like Troy, I feel like I've learned so much. I've been so lucky and blessed to be under some great coaches and some great bosses that have really taught me so much. So really, really grateful for the opportunities that have come my way.
How'd you meet Troy?
So Troy and I actually met on the field when I was at Stanford. We actually got into it a little bit.
All right.
A couple questionable PK calls at the College of Charleston. So we had words after the game about it. And then when he moved back, we got coffee and we joked about it and talked about it. And as you just get to know the guy more and more, you just realize what a sincere, genuine person he is. And when you're in this game, it's you obviously want to be under some incredible tacticians and learn the game really well, which he has. But you just learn, more importantly, it's about the people that you work with. And really, the more I got to know Troy, the more I got to know Zach, Brandon, Tyler, just the organization itself. You recognize, man, this is a cool organization. More importantly, these are great people. So to have the opportunity to come work for some incredible people is something that I've always said, I want an opportunity to have. You want nothing more in life than the opportunity to be able to work in an incredible organization with great people. So.
Well, I've had the privilege of being on a couple of the broadcast calls with Coach Lesesne when he's talking with the talent, and in one of the calls, the interviewer really asked a good question, which is where do sort of the roles in your coaching staff fall? You know, who's responsible for what? Who do you lean on for what? And he really was complimentary of you in the sense of being sort of his go-to person from the defensive perspective, and to sort of make a cross sports comparison, sort of like the defensive coordinator in American football. What's sort of your approach to defense, and does that just come naturally from being a goalkeeper?
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes naturally from being a goalkeeper. You spend your whole career as a player trying to organize the guys in front of you to make sure that you don't face, any kind of shots. And then when you're called upon, you got to be all right. But more importantly, you're trying to make sure you don't face many shots. So, and not only that, just people that I've worked for and been able to coach, with and play under. I've had a incredible opportunity to play under and coach with some of the best coaches in the country tactically, and I think I can't really take credit for much of it. You learn to kind of take from the best everywhere you go. So the Jamie Clarks of the world, the Jeremy Fishbons, the Jeremy Guns, they've all molded really who I am, and now Troy and Zach. So can't really take much of that myself. You just kind of learn as you go, and been fortunate enough to be around some of the best.
So let's get a little bit more granular with your specific focus, and let's talk about the United goalkeeper. So obviously Cody has kind of emerged as like this fan favorite and this fan darling, and obviously a great goalkeeper as well. But talk about Ben a little bit as well, and sort of the unsung and unknown goalkeeper.
Oh man, I think the goalkeeper core that we have here, with Phil and Ben and Cody, it's just, again, more important, it's just a great group of guys, and it's a different position that those guys are always competing and playing with each other. So, the dynamics can always be crazy as far as what types of guys you get working together. If in an environment where everyone's competing and only one person can play, at times it can be tough. There can be some animosity, there can be some heat. But when you have guys like Ben and Phil and Cody all together, they have such an incredible balance of being able to compete and push each other. But at the same time, they're great people, and they respect each other. They're really good friends, and for me as a goalie coach, it's really easy to coach those guys. They show up to work every day, and there's not much more I can do for them. I just have to make sure I do a good enough job putting some things in front of them to do well, and just kind of step out of the way and let them work, because they truly are gifted in their personalities and their approach to the game.
Excellent. Well, we'll end our chat on a little bit of a lighter note. So, for those that don't know, Mesa del Sol is not just the locker room home of New Mexico United. It's also the arena of some of the most intense soccer tennis matches you will ever see. So I know that there's some team lines that are drawn out. There's some individual standouts. So, just first and foremost, who is the best at soccer tennis?
Oh, I don't want to say who's best. I think there's a scoreboard going right now on who's winning and who's losing, and some people are on the losing end and some people are more on the winning end. Me and Zach right now happen to be on the winning end, so
let the facts speak for themselves.
I don't know I'm not going to say who's better, who's worse, but
when speaking, tactics wise, you have a very, very strategic approach to how soccer tennis is played. Can you share that with the fans?
It's very similar to the game. You got to know what you're good at and be great at it. Some people have different roles every game, and they try to do more than what they're capable of, and I think everyone has a role, and they got to know what they're good at and be great at. Some people are net players, and some people are finesse players. I'm more of a net player, so you got to know your role and be great at it.
Get up there and bring it home for the team. Well, again, we know it's crazy busy right now. Dallas coming up in a couple days, and we appreciate you taking the time to sort of sit down with us and just walk through everything. And we're wishing you lots of luck this week, Coach. Thank you.
Really appreciate it, Lucas. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah.